I, Archangel Michael, am warning you, prepare now. Someone very, very close to you whom you still think is crying out from the depths of hell for you. Because on August 27th you will be. God says to you in this very moment, pay close attention, because heaven has shifted its gaze upon you and no more delay can be afforded. I, Archangel Michael, have been sent forward with a sword of flame and a message so urgent that I could not remain silent another second. I am warning you, prepare now. Someone very, very close to you, someone you still think of, someone you once trusted and perhaps even loved, is crying out from the depths of hell for you. Their voice is loud in the unseen realm. They are calling, not out of care, but because your destiny threatens to undo the chains they once forged around your life. They cry because your freedom signals their eternal defeat. They cry because the truth is about to surface, and nothing in hell can stop what is coming. You need to understand, the time is fixed. On August 27th, you will be confronted with something that will shake your world. It will not be hidden. It will not be delayed. It will not be denied. Heaven has marked this day as a turning point. The scrolls of time have been opened, and your name has been written in fire upon them. The hour approaches. The clock ticks. And the message is urgent. You were chosen to receive this because you cannot afford to remain blind. The veil is tearing, and the deception that covered your eyes for so long is being ripped apart. This person who calls from hell is not doing so out of love, they are doing so because they know the truth about what is coming. They know their part in your pain is about to be exposed. They know God Himself has decided to lift the covering and show you what was hidden. And because they know their time is over, they scream and howl and cry out against you, hoping to drag your spirit into fear, hoping you will resist the very revelation meant to save you. But I, Michael, will not allow you to be deceived any longer. That is why I am speaking now, in the most urgent tone possible. Prepare now. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not push this aside. Do not call it coincidence that you are reading these words. This is a divine appointment. Your prayers have been collected in heaven. Every tear, every cry, every question you've asked in the silence of night has been gathered. And God has answered. You may not have heard it before, but today you will. You asked for truth. Now it comes. You asked for signs. Now they will appear. You asked for deliverance. Now it is unfolding. But with revelation comes responsibility. With truth comes choice. Heaven cannot make the choice for you. Only you can respond. That is why the warning comes before August 27th. Because when the day arrives, you must be ready. Think back. You have felt it before, the strange pull in your chest, the sense that something was wrong, the unease when you were near certain people. You brushed it off. You told yourself it was imagination. You tried to rationalize it. But it was never imagination. It was the Holy Spirit tugging on your awareness, showing you glimpses of what lay beneath the surface. It was the angels trying to get your attention. It was heaven whispering to your heart. And now those whispers are no longer whispers, they are shouts. They are thunder. They are unavoidable. The cry from hell is evidence that the battle over your life has been fierce. That person was close. Too close. They used love as a mask. They used kindness as a disguise. But in truth, they resented your light, your destiny, your calling. They laughed at your struggle. They planned against your rising. And yet they still had access to you. Do you know why? Because your heart is pure. Because you see the good in others. Because you forgive quickly. Because you believed love could heal anyone. And though this is noble, it became dangerous when you allowed yourself to excuse what God was warning you about. But you will not be punished for that mercy. Instead, God is redeeming it by sending this warning now. It is a shield. It is a rescue. It is a revelation. On August 27th, something hidden will break open. It may come through a conversation, a sudden event, a revelation you cannot deny. You will see the true face of this person. And when you do, you must remember this moment. Remember that heaven told you in advance. Remember that the exposure is divine. Do not fear. Do not shrink back. Do not think you are alone. Because you are not. The armies of heaven surround you. My sword has been drawn. The enemies that gathered around your name are scattering even as you read this. The reason you feel pressure in the spirit right now is because hell knows it cannot win. And so, it screams. It wails. It tries to use fear as its final weapon. But the louder their cry, the greater your victory. You have no idea how many times heaven intervened for you. How many accidents were prevented? How many betrayals were stopped? How many curses were reversed? If you could see the ledger of your life, you would fall to your knees in awe of how carefully you have been preserved. You should not even be alive. The attacks were too many. The betrayals were too sharp. The heartbreaks were too severe. Yet here you stand. That is because your life is not your own. You belong to God. You carry His breath. You carry His fire. You carry His mark. And nothing in earth or hell can remove it. That is why the warning is urgent. Because your destiny is about to unfold, and those who once had access to you will not be permitted to follow. Their season is over. Their influence is over. Their mask has been ripped away. You may not have wanted to see it, but now you will. And once you do, you will be free. I, Michael, have watched you suffer silently. I have seen the moments you wanted to give up. I have heard the thoughts you never spoke aloud. I have seen you question your worth. And every time, heaven has whispered, "Wait. Hold on. Trust. The time is coming. And now the time is here. The truth will not only expose your enemy, it will also vindicate you. Everything they said about you, every lie, every slander, every attempt to make you appear small or broken or unworthy, it will all be overturned. God will raise you in the very place you were humiliated. He will bless you in the same arena where you were mocked. Those who laughed will fall silent. Those who doubted will be in awe. Those who betrayed you will watch as the hand of God lifts you higher than they ever imagined. But remember this, the exposure will sting. Because it is always painful to learn that someone so close could harbor such darkness. You will grieve. You will question. You may even feel guilt for not seeing it sooner. But let me assure you, this is not your fault. This was a deception carefully woven. And you are not to blame for being compassionate. You are not to blame for being kind. You are not to blame for wanting to believe the best. God does not fault you for this. Instead, He honors your heart. He honors your mercy. But He also insists on protecting your destiny. That is why He is intervening. That is why He is speaking now. That is why the exposure comes before the elevation. Because you cannot rise while holding on to what was meant to break you. August 27th will be a day of unveiling. But it will also be a day of release. Once you see the truth, the chains fall. Once you see the truth, the curses break. Once you see the truth, the blessings flood in. And make no mistake, there is blessing coming. More than you expect. More than you dreamed. It is tied to your obedience. It is tied to your willingness to let go when God says let go. It is tied to your trust in His plan even when it feels confusing. Heaven is already prepared to deliver it. The angels are already carrying it. Your name has been signed on it. And no one, no matter how close they once were, can take it away. So I repeat, I, Archangel Michael, am warning you. Prepare now. This is not a game. This is not a random message. This is not imagination. This is divine reality. Someone very close, whom you still think of, whom you still hold in your heart, is crying from hell. They cry because they know what is coming. They cry because their grip is slipping. They cry because heaven has chosen you, and nothing can stop that choice. They cry because August 27th is marked in eternity, and when the day arrives, you will see what you were never meant to see before. And once you see it, you will never again be deceived. You will walk in power. You will walk in freedom. You will walk in light. The countdown has begun. Heaven is watching. Hell is trembling. Your soul is awakening. And the voice of God thunders, do not be afraid. Stand firm. Trust me. For I am with you always. God says this moment is not ordinary. This message is not just words on a page. It is a decree from heaven itself, sent with fire, with urgency, with tears of Archangel Michael flowing as he delivers it into your hands. Hear me clearly, my child. Do not take this lightly, for I, Archangel Michael, am warning you. Prepare now. Someone very, very close to you, someone you still hold in your heart, someone you still think of in quiet moments of longing, in memories, in grief, in love, is crying out from the depths of hell for you. You have no idea of the torment they are in. You cannot imagine the cries, the echoes, the despair of their soul. And yet their cry has reached heaven, not to demand, but to warn, because on August 27th, your life collides with something that will shake everything. You thought it was over. You thought the battle was calming. You thought maybe the attacks against you were slowing down. But you must understand, this date has been marked. August 27th has been circled in the book of time, written in both blood and light. Heaven has been preparing you. Hell has been preparing against you. The cry of the one you loved, the one you knew, the one you still think of, is evidence that the realms are colliding. You are walking into the kind of unveiling that cannot be stopped, the kind that requires your full attention, your obedience, and your courage. I, Michael, tell you with no hesitation, this is an emergency. Not a dream, not an idea, not a metaphor. It is real. The one you remember is not resting. They are burning, they are groaning, they are reaching desperately toward you, and the reason you feel their presence, the reason their face still haunts your nights, is because heaven has allowed their cry to reach you, not to pull you down, but to wake you up. Because August 27th is not a day like any other. It is the day when exposure, judgment, and destiny collide in your life. You do not see all that is happening around you, but I see. I saw the night they plotted against you. I saw the moment a covenant was made in secret to try to swap your destiny. I saw the hands exchange money. I saw the words spoken into the air to curse your path. You were meant to fail. You were meant to be silenced. You were meant to be buried in shame. But God intervened. And that's why you are alive. That's why you are still here. That's why this message is reaching you. Because if you ignore this, if you pretend this is not real, you will walk blindly into a trap that was set generations ago. Do you understand? Generations ago, someone in your bloodline opened a door. They made a choice that chained your family. And you, chosen one, you are the breaker of that chain. But chains do not break quietly. When you pull against them, hell pulls back. That is why life has felt heavy. That is why people you loved turned against you. That is why no matter how much good you tried to do, betrayal came like a knife. You are not cursed, you are chosen. And the chosen always feel the greatest resistance. But hear me now, the resistance ends when the truth is exposed. And August 27th is the date of exposure. God says, prepare yourself. Because this woman who smiled at you, this woman who sat near you, this woman you trusted is finally being exposed. She is tied to the cry of the one in hell. She knew what happened. She participated in the deception. She masked it with love, she disguised it with help, but her heart carried envy, her spirit carried betrayal. And on August 27th, the mask comes off. The world may not see it, but you will. Heaven will open your eyes. And you must not turn away. I, Michael, stood with sword drawn when they came for you. I stood guard over your soul when you didn't even know the danger around you. And now I tell you the truth because the time is short. You have only days left to prepare. Not in fear, but in faith. Not in panic, but in prayer. For this exposure will break chains, but it will also break illusions. It will hurt to see. It will sting to know. But the pain of truth is always better than the poison of lies. That voice you hear in your spirit at night, the whisper that calls your name, the memory of the one you lost, it is not random. Heaven has allowed you to hear the echo of their cry because their soul is chained, and they are being forced to watch as your destiny unfolds. They cannot stop what God is doing, but they are a witness to it. They cry because they know what is coming on August 27th, and they fear you will not be ready. But God says, you will be ready. Because I am with you. Because I will not let them destroy you. Because the enemy's plan is being shattered. You may not see it, but angelic armies have already surrounded you. Michael's sword is drawn. Gabriel has already dispatched the message. The heavens are roaring. You are not alone. The one close to you who cries out from hell, they remind you of the cost of ignoring warnings. They remind you of the cost of rejecting truth. They remind you of what happens when one chooses pride over obedience. They cry because they do not want you to repeat their path. And God has given them permission to cry out so that you will not sleep through this moment. On August 27th, a decision is demanded of you. Will you walk fully into your calling, or will you let fear chain you again? Will you trust the divine exposure, or will you cling to familiar lies? Will you accept the blessing that comes with obedience, or will you hesitate and watch the window close? This is not just another day. This is the day heaven wrote long before you were born. This is the day your destiny turns. And so I, Archangel Michael, stand before you with this final cry, prepare. Fast, if you must. Pray, without ceasing. Watch, with spiritual eyes. The time of blindness is over. The time of pretending is over. Finally, God is exposing this woman, the one who thought she could bury the truth forever. Finally, God is pulling back the curtain. Finally, God is answering your tears with revelation. And when you see it, do not doubt it. Do not run from it. Do not excuse it. Accept it and rise. Because August 27th is your line in the sand. The day when everything changes. The day when what was hidden is revealed. The day when curses are broken. The day when your calling begins to roar. And though hell cries, though voices call from the pit, though the one you loved suffers in darkness, you will not follow them. You will stand. You will rise. You will shine. For you are chosen, marked, protected, and loved beyond measure. This is your moment. This is your message. This is your warning. One more chance. One more day. August 27th, prepare now. I, Archangel Michael, am warning you now with the authority of heaven, and I am speaking with the urgency of a trumpet that cannot be silenced. Listen, because this is not an ordinary message. You may have brushed off other words before, you may have delayed, you may have said in your heart that perhaps tomorrow will be the time to pay attention, but tomorrow is not promised, and the urgency of this moment cannot be dismissed. Someone very, very close to you, someone you still think of, someone who once touched your life and walked in your memory, is crying out now, not from a place of peace, but from the depths of torment. And you need to hear me, because this is tied directly to your destiny, to your soul, and to what will unfold on August 27th. The heavens are open, and God Himself has leaned forward to deliver this truth into your heart. You are not left alone to figure this out. The Spirit of the living God surrounds you as these words touch your ears, as your heart beats faster reading them, as you feel something stir inside you that you cannot explain. This is not coincidence, this is divine orchestration. The same God who created the stars and named them one by one is now sending this message directly to you, because time is pressing. August 27th is not far away, and the reality of what is hidden is about to be exposed in your life in a way that you never expected. The one who cries out from the depths of hell was not always where they are now. Once, they too had the light, they too had the chance, they too were given messages, warnings, and signs. But they ignored them. They believed they could delay. They believed they had time. They believed that heaven's hand would always reach out no matter how many times they turned away. And now, they are in a place of torment, and their cries are not whispers, they are loud, they are echoing, they are desperate. Their soul is restless, but the reason I bring this to you now is not to torment you with fear of where they are, but to wake you up to where you are going. Because the cry of their soul has been permitted by God to reach you, not to pull you down, but to lift you up into awareness that your decisions, your faith, and your surrender in this moment will determine a path that cannot be altered later. God says you are safe with Him. Nothing will go wrong with you if you trust Him and pray. You must not allow panic to invade your heart. You must not think that this message comes to condemn you. No, this message comes to awaken you, to remind you that my Father is merciful and He is stretching out His hand toward you before the clock strikes. You see, August 27th has already been written in the book of heaven. It has been circled. It has been marked. And what happens on that day will be life-altering for you. Whether it brings joy and revelation, or whether it brings sorrow and regret, depends on how you choose to respond right now, in this moment. You have been walking with questions inside you, questions no one knows you carry. Silent questions that come to you when you lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why things feel heavy, why there's always something missing, why there's a tugging inside you that refuses to quiet down. That tugging is not random. That tugging is the Spirit of God knocking on the door of your soul, urging you to respond. And now, this is the answer you have been waiting for. This is the divine clarity that you sought but perhaps feared to hear. Heaven is saying, prepare now. Wake up. Align your heart. Surrender fully. Because on August 27th, a shift is coming, and you will not be the same again. I, Michael, the Archangel, have fought for you more times than you will ever know. When shadows tried to surround you, I lifted my sword of light and cut through the darkness. When whispers of despair tried to creep into your mind, I silenced them. When plans were laid against you, I dismantled them. I have stood guard at your door while you slept, keeping the unseen forces of destruction away from you. You don't even realize the depth of the battles fought for your soul, but heaven knows. God knows. And I know. And yet, though I have defended you tirelessly, there is something that no angel can do for you. We cannot force your surrender to God. That choice belongs only to you. God is merciful, but He is also just. He is slow to anger, abounding in steadfast love, but He is not mocked. He will not force Himself upon you. He waits for you, with tears in His eyes, longing for you to choose Him fully. August 27th will be a day where something is revealed, something hidden comes into light. It may be about someone you love, it may be about yourself, but it will shake you, and heaven wants you anchored before it comes. The one who is crying out from hell wants to drag you into their regret. But God is saying, no. You are mine. You will not follow that path. You will not share that fate. And so I tell you now, prepare your heart. Pray like you have never prayed before. Don't pray with empty words, pray with honesty, even if your honesty is messy. Say to God exactly what you feel, even if you're angry, even if you're confused, even if you're afraid. He can handle your rawest truth. What He cannot use is silence born of avoidance. He wants you to speak, He wants you to open your mouth, He wants you to call His name. There is power when you call the name of Jesus, and the demons that surround you tremble when that name is uttered. Speak it. Declare it. Don't hide from it. Heaven says, on August 27th, your eyes will see what your spirit has been sensing. The veil will be pulled back. The truth that was hidden will be exposed. And when it is, you must be standing on the foundation of faith, not on the shaky ground of doubt. That is why this urgent warning comes to you now, not tomorrow, not later, but now. Because you have one chance to prepare before the moment comes, and it is this chance right here. Do not be afraid of what is revealed. God says He will be with you. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you, for you are safe in His hands. He is not warning you to harm you. He is warning you to protect you, to strengthen you, to align you. Every moment of your life has been building to this. Even the broken pieces, even the disappointments, even the betrayals, all of it has been shaping you into someone who can endure and overcome. And when August 27th comes, you will not collapse under the weight of the truth, you will stand taller, because you will know that God was with you the entire time. Do not ignore the cries from hell, for they are reminders that choices have consequences. But do not fear them either, for you are not bound to that fate. You are still alive, you are still breathing, you are still given mercy today. And as long as you have breath, you have hope. God has not given up on you. Heaven has not written you off. Angels still surround you. And my voice still reaches you. This is your moment. Pray now. Surrender now. Trust now. For when August 27th arrives, you will be ready, and you will see that God's warning was not to bring dread, but to bring life, to bring freedom, to bring truth. You are loved. You are chosen. You are protected. And nothing, not even the forces of hell, can snatch you from the hand of God when you cling to Him with your whole heart. If you believe in God, type Amen.